Hi everyone. Today we're going to continue simplifying rationals. Today I'm just going to go straight to the worksheet. So remember to simplify, that means that you're going to have to factor something. And then when you state the excluded values, you're going to focus on the denominator only. Okay? So for number one, the only thing we could factor is the denominator. What's different today is that you have this number here in the front. So factoring is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so for X method, remember we have to put the AC on top, B in the bottom. So 2 times -3 is -6, and the B value here is simply 1. So numbers that multiply to -6 and add up to 1, the 2 must be negative. Okay, so for this one, remember we have to split the middle term. So 2n squared plus n minus 3, that turns into 2n squared minus 2n plus 3n minus 3. Okay, so now we're going to factor by grouping. So the GCF on the left is 2n, and you're left with n minus 1. The GCF on the right is 3, and you're left with n minus 1. So that means your factors are 2n plus 3 and n minus 1. So group these two together to get the 2n minus 3, and then the repeating factor is your other, it's the second one. Okay, so now going back to the problem, I'm going to replace the denominators with the factored form. So now I have n minus 1 over 2n plus 3 times n minus 1. So I could simplify this out now. So my simplified form is 1 over 2n plus 3. Okay, so I have simplified. Next, I need to find the excluded values. So as I said earlier, you need to focus on the denominator in factored form. So before you cross out anything. So for the excluded values, I'm going to work with this denominator here. I need to figure out what makes this 0. So 2n plus 3 is equal to 0. And n minus 1 is equal to 0. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So n is equal to 1. Over here, we're going to subtract 3 to both sides. And then divide both sides by 2. So n is equal to -3 over 2. So these are the excluded values. N is equal to 1 and n is equal to -3/2 are your excluded values. 1 over 2n plus 3 is your simplified form. Okay, so same thing we were doing yesterday, just with this factor and turning this more difficult. This worksheet has mixed problems, so number 2, you still need to factor, but just a different type of factoring. Okay, let's work on number 2 now. For number 2, we do not have a trinomial, so most likely it's just going to be GCF. So the GCF of the numerator looks like it's going to be 4m. So that leaves us with 5m minus 2, okay, over 16m. So by factoring out the 4m, you could cross out the 4m. I'm sorry, you could cross out the m's. And then 4 over 16, you need to simplify. So just remember that 16 is also 4 times 4. So now you cross out this 4 and this 4. So now you have 5m minus 2 over, and all we have left is this 4 here. Okay, that's the simplified form. And now to find the excluded value, look at your denominator. What makes 16m equal to 0? 0. So 0 is the excluded value. This problem only has one excluded value, 0. Okay, hope that helps. For homework, just go ahead and finish up this worksheet and submit it on PowerSchool. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if you need any help, you can send me an email and we can set up a Zoom conference. All right, bye for now.